Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna look into KATSEYE. They got nominated for a Grammy, which is very exciting, although it was met with a lot of mixed reviews. Some people were like, I don't know if that was KATSEYE's year. Other people are really excited and think it's deserved. I think I'm just gonna look at the vibe and the energy around their nomination. Maybe see how the girls feel. Maybe see, maybe why they were selected. I don't know. I have not made my, I don't know, I don't have a lot of strong opinions on their nomination. Whatever. With that being said, everything I say is all legit and for entertainment purposes only, and with peace and love, and let's go! This is abundance, it's luxury. Fancy lady. King of Wands. You see how he's facing her? And it's like, so like raptly attentive. It's like, yes! This is, like a separation of two things, especially emotionally. It can sometimes signify like a breakup or the breaking of like a contract, for example. The King of Pentacles in the reverse position. Oh, that's like a displeased man. That's what it feels like. It's like a man that's displeased, like a CEO type or a business type of man. The Emperor is power. Ugh, I hate the feeling in this reading so far. And the Sun is like unhappiness. The energy and vibe, and I don't know why, but I hate it. Ugh. It's gross. It feels like sticky. Anyway, this reads as KATSEYE. This card reads as KATSEYE. This is like luxury. This is abundance. It's sort of like people like KATSEYE. I think KATSEYE is going to be a group forever that kind of has like complexity to them, where they are both like really loved and really kind of like not at the same time. You know what I mean? Like there's an interest in them. It's kind of giving slightly like Taylor Swift. But less of like the diehard fandom type of, but more just like she's like really loved and really hated. You know what I mean? That's kind of KATSEYE. I think that's their trajectory. But at any rate, people like them. People want to protect them, even if there's like complexity there, sort of like, but they're just like a bunch of rich girls. And it's like, well, but they're very sweet. Anyway, there's somebody in the industry that loves them. Loves them. Not them individually, but like what they're going to do. This seems like somebody that is maybe in the limelight in some way, or is like known in some way, or is very flamboyant. It can also just be somebody who has a lot of like fiery energy to them, but they like are like so raptly attentive on KATSEYE. They're like, KATSEYE is the future. KATSEYE is going to make us a lot of money. KATSEYE is like, they're going to be able to execute like a really unique vision that we haven't found an artist to be able to do yet. Someone is so locked in on KATSEYE. I've said this before, like they are superstars. Like it's almost like written into this, like they're meant to be big for one reason or another. It seems like the industry also quite likes them. They like how, I think the Gap ad kind of like, they're profitable in a way that's like also approachable. So it's not like gimmicky with KATSEYE. It's sort of like people just like what they're selling. But it's interesting though, because there's two conflicting energies. Both feel like men that are very powerful. And you see how like there's right here and right there and then the Emperor in the middle, which is like a power play. There's somebody that seems very like businessy that doesn't actually. Another king. Okay. King of Swords is saying something dishonestly or doing something. It's not necessarily outright lying, but it's like sometimes softening or changing how you say something in a way that like almost gets rid of some of the truth of it. I guess lying. It can be somebody who's dishonest, but it can also be somebody who is just like not being like forthcoming with you. Lots of masculine energy around them, which I dislike on principle. I'm so sorry. They're so young, you know. Anyway, there are a lot of people who want their hands in KATSEYE. I think there's disagreements on what they're supposed to be doing. Not even necessarily from like a creative standpoint, but just like what direction we should take KATSEYE in. They're heavily controlled, especially in comparison to when I first read for KATSEYE around, I don't know when, before Gnarly came out. In comparison, they seem so much more controlled now. I think because there's more eyes on them, there's more money at stake. It's like, I feel like people have kind of seen like because I mean, America hasn't really had like a girl group in quite a while, and girl groups, when they work really well. And they're like, KATSEYE is it. We struck lightning with this. Yes, like people like the way they sound, like their personalities, like them together, like how they, like it's a whole thing. So there's multiple people kind of pulling on them. And I feel that these men are fighting, and KATSEYE are kind of just in the middle, like, we don't know. We don't know. They are not really present so far in this reading. Because especially this is literally just like, kind of like a woman who's like really pretty. And that's basically all she does. To them, like, their energy isn't strong. It's not like, oh, I'm mad, I'm happy, like, I like where we're going. It's like very much people are just fighting over them, and they're like an object. Ooh, I hate that. Maybe that's why I didn't like the energy so far, because it feels kind of like objectification, where like literally they're just an object. But this is all about power, and the sun is unhappiness. KATSEYE is such an interesting group. I have said from the very beginning, I dislike the energy around them. Like their work environment or who's in charge of them, there's something about that like deeply stresses me out. Where it just feels like they're like really tightly controlled, and it's like, do this, say this, smile here, do that. And it's like, ooh, I don't know. Not enough to stomp out, I think, the girl's personality and their light. Although kinda, low-key, if you've been paying attention, they seem a little bit more tired. But they're also just working a lot. This is a loss of fulfillment. This is contemplation. And this is like grief. Oh, okay, well. I don't know who that pertains to. I guess the members. Oh, this is actually kind of sad, especially because we got the sun in the reverse position, which is like unhappiness or like a loss of like innocence in childhood, like childlike play. It seems like this isn't that fun for them anymore. Or it could be that, but it also could be like what we expected this to be like, or at least what we were promised it was going to be like, is very different. It seems like it's just a grind for them now, and they aren't that deep into their career. I think in part, and this seems like a small part, but in part it's like they don't have enough songs. That's not like, so they sing the same like 6 songs. They have more than 6 songs, but they sing the same like several songs over and over again. There's something about that where it's like, it's not as creative as they hoped it would be. And it literally is just like, we dance like monkeys, and then we do interviews and we try to seem charming, but we're always in a different time zone. That's kind of what it's giving. And it's giving almost kind of like their creativity is like dulled. And I feel like they thought that they were going to have more creativity, not even necessarily from like planning the comebacks, because I feel like typically that's just not what most artists do unless they're like independent. But it's almost like they thought that there would be more like color to it, because it in my mind's eye, it's really odd. Everything's kind of in a gray scale, so there's like no vibrance, there's no color. It's very just like we're just on stage and we dance and people scream at us, and then we get on a plane and we go somewhere else. So it's like the vibe. It's like expectations have been unfulfilled almost. It's really interesting. Ugh, I hate it. I genuinely want to cry suddenly. I don't know why. I'm like very sad for them. Someone left a comment on one of my videos, and they were like, KATSEYE readings are always depressing. I'm so sorry. I really like them. I really like them as a group. I'm genuinely like watering in my eyes. I'm so sad right now. I don't know why, but this is like illusion, this is like burden, and this is like not being able to manifest or fulfill something that you want. The members, none of them stand out in this reading. None of them are like, oh, like, you know, more energy. They all seem so like dull. Not to be disrespectful, because obviously they have like wonderful personalities, but it's like they seem like energetically like, you know, when you're like really tired and kind of sad and you're just like dissociating? That's them. That's like their energy. I want to pull on the 6 of them individually, because we get more information that way. But at present, it's very like I'm in a fog illusion. We're just doing one thing and then another thing. This is like burden. This is like grind. It's just like working really hard to just make things happen. And the magician is like not being able to manifest. Not being, I don't know. It seems like people are fighting over them. So like let's have them do this, let's have them go here, and they have no say in it, and they're just like, your job as KATSEYE is to look pretty, manage your physique, make sure that when you're on camera you're like appealing to people, and that's it. And I feel like it's kind of become one-dimensional, especially when you like watch them in their documentary and you like saw like them as like, you know, real girls, you know, just like trying to get this once in a lifetime opportunity. Now it's like they're dulled. It makes me really sad in a way I don't understand. Anyway, we have gotten, in terms of the Grammys, we were getting mostly about them. If we go back to the Grammys, me just all over the place. This is giving like, I don't want to sound like mean. I don't want to sound mean. That's the last thing I want to sound like. But it's almost like, I'm really fighting myself right now. I don't want to sound mean, and this is per the cards, because I really don't care that much, to be honest. But it's giving, like, undeserved, and the reason I say that is, So we have this card, right? And this is like adornment. We've gone back to this card so many times. This is just like a pretty lady. Pretty, fancy, but lacking kind of substance. Like, look at her robes. Just dripping in robes. There's a nice bird. Sometimes I can talk about, like, freedom. In the reverse, it can be like a gilded cage. But the bird there is sometimes is also just like a status symbol. You know, like rich people and birds. Just out in a field with, like, all of her money and her luxury. KATSEYE getting nominated for a Grammy is sort of to tell the industry, like, look at their prestige, because the Grammys, I feel like, have kind of always been, like, a little bit rigged historically, but this is sort of like almost like being bought. Someone is not happy that they were nominated for a Grammy, but somebody else really gunned for it. It's very interesting. And there was a lot of, like, fighting over that, and it all seems like business oriented. Their whole nomination was strongly business oriented. It wasn't about their music. It wasn't about their artistry. It was all to, like, especially because Pentacles is, like, money. It was about, like, it can also just be, like, things and objects and stuff. But, like, their nomination, when I say political, I don't mean, like Republican versus Democrat. I mean it almost kind of, like, strategic. Their nomination was strategic in a way I don't quite understand. It was to give them, like, reputability, maybe, in the industry. It was to also make their stock go up. That's what I've been looking for this whole fucking time. Oh, my God. It's to make them more valuable so they can make more money. There's something about that. Oh, I think that's also why this King of Pentacles is in the reverse position, where KATSEYE are like a brand new group, essentially. So I'm like, why are you rushing this? But there's somebody that wants them to be even more profitable. You know, like when you hire an artist to, like, sell a product, for example, it's like they want KATSEYE's rate to go way up. And, like, it's like, well, look, they have a Grammy, or at least they were nominated for a Grammy, so it's like, we should charge more. Because, like, hello, like, they're nominated for a Grammy. Not everyone is. There's something about them wanting KATSEYE to be more expensive, so that they can make more money off of them. It literally, like, and none of this is giving art at all. Like, the only thing that kind of would is if the Magician wasn't in the reverse, but it literally is. And this is, like, illusion. This is, like, smoke and mirrors. I don't want to be disrespectful. The members are not in this reading. Can I be honest with you? It's all about, like they're so dull. It's just like, we're sad, we work, we go home, that's it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say they're all sad, but it's, like, very, like turned down from, I think, even previous readings. I hate their work environment. But this seems very political, this seems strategic, this seems like a money thing. It doesn't really seem like the music at all was the reason that they got submitted and nominated. But I don't think that's unique to KATSEYE, so I don't feel like you should look at them like any type of way. I think this is actually a bit common for Grammys. Not every award and not everybody who's nominated, I think this is true for, but for KATSEYE, absolutely. They want KATSEYE to be more prestigious, which I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work. I also think this was something that was heavily fought over between higher-ups, where some were like, this is a good idea, and some people were like, this is a dumb idea. And then, I guess, you know, someone won. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but they were not nominated because of their music or what they did. It was 100% so they can become more prestigious. Well, their whole energy is not nice. Like, this is all swords, which is like a weapon, you know, pointy. But this is anguish, this is grief, this is depression. The imagery is very heavy. The 5 of Swords, which is like fighting, going in for a fight, trying to get like a battle to, like, you know, get something. And the Knight of Swords is like speeding something up. Almost like they want KATSEYE to be further along in their career than they are. They're pushing the girls too. Almost to, like, it's like too much. It's too rapid. I feel so chaotic. I feel like there's a tornado in my head suddenly. But it's like, it's too much. It's like, do more. We have to go more. We have to go to more places. We have to, like, be in front of more people. We need more money. Like, that's it. It's very much like they're kind of, like, wringing KATSEYE out to dry. So it's not, like, cultivating an artist and, like, growing organically. It's very, like, forced. Ugh. Okay, I kind of want to know if they're going to win, and then we're going to pull individually on each member, because I don't know. I really like KATSEYE. I think they're very sweet. Let's see. I need to preface, I don't think I'm lacking in confidence in my tarot reading skills, I'll be honest. Especially, I really, like, whatever. Let's see if they're going to win. I don't know if I'm really the best guy to ask about this one, but I'm curious. Also, like, energy changes so much, so I don't know when the Grammys happen. In, like, January? I have no idea. Let's see if the girlies are gonna win. Knight of Wands. That's like rushing towards something. Knights are noble. It's like art. It's like passion. It's like fire. It's like spotlight as well. The Hermit, though, very opposite cards, because the Hermit's like going in to yourself and sort of like soul searching. The Peanut Gallery. I feel like there's going to be, I guess as the Grammys become closer, I really don't know, there's going to be more controversy around them. There's going to be more people who are like trying to like kind of tear KATSEYE down in different ways. I don't 100% know why. I don't know like who's KATSEYE's biggest competitor, speaking about the American market. Because the other thing too is like competitor in like quotes. But like, you know how like, who's a good example? Like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo are like kind of competitors only because they're about the same age and their demographics overlap. I don't know 100% what demographic KATSEYE is like so strongly overlapped with, you know? Because even like, you like K-pop groups, it's like KATSEYE's not going to overcome that, you know? So you stop listening to your favorite K-pop group. It's like you're just going to listen to both of them. I don't know what the competition is there. But there's something about like somebody trying to like swipe at them and like tear them down. And it feels like because of a competitive thing. I'm not answering the question. I don't know. Judgment. Oh, Judgment Day. Coming to an awakening. Working at something. It's giving no. The thing is, I really don't believe that. I kind of feel like, this is where I'm like the worst tarot reader. Because I'm really like, a logic side of me is coming in with what the cards are saying. And the cards are saying not really. But I'm like, I just feel like there's going to be fancy footwork anyway. But this is Judgment. This is coming to an awakening. This is the Eight of Pentacles is like working at something, beating on something. And the Queen of Swords, which is like a woman like speaking. I feel them giving a speech though. I see them on stage giving a speech. They might win something. I don't know if it'll be the main thing that they're nominated for, but I feel them winning something. Death and a Rebirth. This can be like a celebration, and this is like collaboration. I don't know, because I see them giving a speech on stage, like thanking people, like, oh my god, thank you so much for this award. But I also see there's a lot of conflict, and I see there being a lot of drama that's going to come for KATSEYE soon enough. Like, stories are going to be leaked. I think there's something happening with Manon. I've been saying her name wrong this whole time. I feel so bad. There's stories about Manon that are currently happening, but I feel like more is coming for KATSEYE. And it's like, it's kind of like planted too. So if you start to see more like dirt being kicked up around KATSEYE, it's intentional by somebody that doesn't like them, sees them as a competitor. I don't know. I don't know. I want to pull on the girls now because I'm kind of concerned about them. Okay. I'll pull one card for each to see what their general vibe is. So let's start with Manon. She's gotten this card before in the last reading. Okay. This will be Daniela. This is Lara, Yoonchae, Sophia, and Megan. Manon. Okay, so this is transition. This is like moving on, which I don't love. In the last reading, people got mad at me for that one too. I said that she wanted to leave, but was not able to. But it felt very like, kind of wishy-washy, where it's like some days I love this and some days I hate this. This is giving like transition. But that can mean a lot of things. I don't know if it's like, that can mean a lot of things. I don't know if it's like her wanting to transition because, you know, your energy changes. Page of Wands is like young energy, and it's like trying to build or create something. And then the Justice in the reverse position, unjust. Oh, I see. The Death in the reverse position is like not being able to be reborn again. That's so interesting. There aren't there rumors currently going on with Manon where like somebody said that she like used to do like drugs and like I don't know, like they're like there's a lot of like rumors about her and like her past being like negative. This is interesting because this is kind of what this is talking about. I feel like, in a way, it's like related, but it's sort of like, it seems like there's going to be a lot of energy that kicks up around Manon, almost to like swipe her down or kick her down or get her to like leave or get her to take a long hiatus from the group. This isn't her doing, which is interesting because in the last reading, I said that there was like a secret or secrets around Manon. Here's the thing. I like Manon. I haven't like read whatever this person is like claiming that Manon did, but it seems like Manon has a past. I don't know if it's like as bad or as like scandalous as Because I feel like in America it's very different. Like if Manon was like a K-pop idol and like you remember like Giselle of aespa, and people found her past and it was like she's kind of a baddie, and people were kind of like mad about that, but it got like brushed away. Or Kim Garam, for example, and it's like she used to bully people and then she got kicked out. That won't happen because it's such a different market in America, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like we like care less about like, oh, like you did drugs, like everyone does drugs. You know what I mean? Like it's less of a significance. I wouldn't say that everything that may come out about Manon is a lie, because I do feel like she has a past, but I don't think it's as bad as that. Like I think people are going to try to dramatize it. So it's like people are going to try to make it seem worse than it is, or people are going to try to get that information to turn on her. I don't know if it's going to work. I think it's going to polarize, and I think it's going to elevate Manon more, funnily enough, but the goal is to get her like out of the group or like down in some way. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing, or they used to know her, or like it's an industry thing. I have no idea who's behind this, but like you're gonna see more swipes, I think, kind of at KATSEYE in general. It might be all the members, maybe we'll pick up on that, but definitely Manon. I think in part because she's one of the more standout members, or maybe also one of the easier targets. I really don't know. The thing is, I don't know if it's really gonna work, because it's going to almost highlight her more, but someone is trying to get her to like scoot to the side, either maybe entirely out of the group. But the thing is, I don't feel like the company, because I mean it's America, like they're not going to kick her out for that. Someone's trying to like knock her off her peg. She again is not strong in this reading at all. She's like I can't like tap into her whatsoever. But the death is like wanting to rebirth and not being able to, and the justice is like a lack of justice coming for you. I don't know if they're going to address any of the rumors that come out about Manon. They might just like let those simmer and maybe even get worse. I don't know if that's maybe Hybe x Geffin's plan. It seems like I feel like KATSEYE are a group that's very open. They want to talk about it, and they're often limited. And I sometimes feel like they get a little bit in trouble when they say stuff. Like if they go on live or something like that, and it's like they get reprimanded. I don't think it's like the biggest thing ever, but it's like, could we be a little bit more like mysterious? I'm getting nothing else from her, but some of the things that come out about her are true, but they're trying to make it much worse than it is. And she just seems like a normal girl. I don't think she was obscenely bad. This is like a collaboration, but this is disharmony. I see her kind of separate from the others as well. We're spending a lot of time on Manon. She's like the one that like everyone is like so like locked in on too. And the magician is not being able to manifest something. I see, not necessarily like it's Manon versus the other members, but I see her separated from them for some reason. Visually and spatially in my head, it's like if they're all in a room, she's like in one side and they're on the other. But it doesn't feel like fighting. It doesn't feel like animosity. It just feels like she's separate for some reason. And I don't know what that means. If she's separated herself, or if like they're removed from one another. I don't know. But this is disharmony when it comes to working. And the magician, I've said this many times, and I feel like Manon does not like how much they work or how hard they work or like the rhythm of it. And it's because it is very American, where I think you're just kind of like expected to be like a workhorse, even if that's not really your nature. Anyway, thank you, Manon. I said this was Daniela, which is the Queen of Cups, which is like emotionally fulfilled. It's also being special or feeling special, not in like a conceited way, but like the cups, this is the only cups in the deck that looks like that. So it's like a uniqueness, a specialness about her, which is true. I think next to Manon, and maybe even more than Manon, she's the one that is most pushed. She's the one that's often talked about a lot. She's the one that's praised the most too. I think is one of the members that has the highest favorability. Like people just like Daniela. So she feels a sense of like specialness or like uniqueness about herself. It doesn't feel conceited, although I feel like it could tip into that at some point. But right now she just like feels like, yeah, like I'm a good dancer. Like people like me, I'm happy. Good for her. Page of Cups, cups again, which is like luckiness. It's like youthfulness. It's like passion. It's like artistry. It's like dreaminess. She feels pretty good. This is like being able to like work on what you're working on. She feels so in her element, which I'm happy about. She's like really locked in. Daniela does not seem like somebody who overthinks things that much. It's not to say she doesn't have anxiety, but it's sort of like she's like, I dance. She's very like kind of like an athlete who's performing at a high level, and like their whole life is just about their sport. That's her with like being a celebrity, being a dancer, being, I guess, an idol. Yeah, let's call her that. Because I don't know, it's a K-pop idol. just being like in KATSEYE, like she's so dedicated. This is her element. She's good at dancing. She's good at singing. I've said this before. She's most acclimated for this I guess lifestyle, but more so this environment where, I think being like a dancer, it's like you get yelled at if you do something wrong, and like for her, she doesn't take it to heart. She's like, okay, yeah, I'll fix that. The Hanged Man is like a new perspective. She it's not that she feels like super like sunshine type of happy, but it's very much like she feels like a satisfaction with what she's doing. She's locked in. I feel like the conditions could be better for her, but they could be like worse, and like it's almost like she wouldn't want to be doing anything else with her life. Like she's living her dream of like being on stage and dancing and singing and being in front of people. This is something that she has wanted. She's happy about it. And the Page of Swords, which is like saying something in a way that's like not helpful. The Page of Swords is like when you respectfully, it's kind of like when you say something immaturely, or it's like preemptively, or it's like you didn't think about it too much before you said it and it came out wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why, in what context. Pettiness. Oh, the members, I feel like, are divided. I don't want to I'm not trying to say anything one way or another, but it seems like there are like cliques or groups where some people get along much better than other people in the group. I feel like Daniela also is somebody that gets, how do I explain this? Kind of more privileged, but not really. It's almost like the people that work with and around KATSEYE like Daniela a lot more, so she might get more like favorable treatment, for example. I don't know. There's something about that. I also feel like I feel like Daniela means well. I really do think that. I think sometimes she says things that like cause or stir up drama, not because she's trying to, but because she said it wrong. Like she just didn't like think about it, I guess. I feel like she is quite nice. I think she is one of the more liked members generally in the group, but I see the group in general being kind of divided, and there's like chaos, and there's like almost like petty fighting about simple stuff. Like I remember, didn't they have an interview where they were talking about like their outfits and how some of them got better outfits and it like caused like kind of like a problem in the group? That's kind of what it's given, where it's sort of like she got more opportunities, or like she got praised more for this thing, or it's like I did the same thing and like no one said anything. There's a lot of that going on. There's like inequality. I don't know. I feel like Daniela kind of gets in the crosshairs because she's often the most praised or most liked, and I feel like she doesn't always also kind of like realize. Not because she's mean, it's just like she I don't know how to explain it. She's just locked in on dancing. She just dances and sings, and she's good at that, and she's rewarded for it, and she doesn't always maybe like have the awareness of how other people are less. I don't know. Overall, lovely energy. She's just like, this is what I do. She's 100% the most acclimated for this life, which is cool to see. She seems like she's just living her dream. I don't know if she just like thinks about things all that much, to be honest, in a polite way. Temperance. I love Daniela. Temperance for Lara. Balancing, giving and taking. Sometimes it can talk about like drinking, but we'll see. Oh, okay, Lara. Sometimes this can be shadiness. Sometimes it's like saying something and doing something else. The Empress, that's like taking care of yourself. That's like self-care. That's like emotional fulfillment. Oh, I think I understand. Ace of Pentacles, it's like a reward, getting money, community, and negative emotional attachment. It's giving for Lara. She, in a way, is like the glue. In a way, she's almost kind of like, I wouldn't say a bridge, but I think in a way, Lara is a little bit detached emotionally from the other members, but that's like useful for her. It's almost like a protective thing for her. I get her kind of covering up her emotions sometimes, or holding her tongue when she wants to speak. I think Lara is maybe the most emotionally intelligent member in the group. I think it's not even necessarily like she, how do I explain this? I think Lara is very mature. I think Lara sees problems or like weird things happening in the group dynamics, and also around them, like business-wise as well. I think Lara is very strategic. I think Lara is incredibly smart. I think she's intellectually smart. I think she's emotionally smart. And I think she knows how to play her cards. And I think she cares a lot about the group and the other members. I think she's a very strong pillar in the group. I think she's somebody that helps the group work together and, you know, like maintain harmony and like get stuff done. I think I don't know, I feel kind of sad about her for some reason, where it's like she over functions to make sure everybody is like good and whatever, and then it's almost like she has to take time alone for herself, and it's like I feel like a weight on Lara for some reason. Like she's bearing a lot of weight. I don't know, because this is like trying to balance stuff. That's what temperance means. And this is like saying one thing and doing another, but it's not always like shady per se. Sometimes it's like, you know, sometimes you just have to like tell a white lie so like somebody doesn't like lose their shit. That's kind of Lara. Like she's strategic. She's like, I know this is gonna bother this person and we don't need to go there. I love Lara. She's so cool. This is like Empress, which is like self-care, taking care of yourself. The Ace of Pentacles is a reward. This is like community. The girls all kikiing together, but this is emotional detachment. So it's sort of like she in some ways is like disconnected from the group. It's not necessarily like she like laughs with them, like she'll cry with them, like she'll joke, but it's like there's like a step between her and the other members almost. So like it's like self-protective. Lara's incredibly smart. I think she's really trying hard to manage herself in this industry. I think she's very aware of what this industry can do to people. Isn't her dad like something big? I don't know. I feel like she has connections to this industry in some way, or has seen it firsthand before she got into doing this. So she has a little bit more knowledge or awareness. Lara in general, I don't know. I feel her just like, she treats this very much as a job. She's like such a professional, and not even necessarily like what they're doing on stage or when they're practicing, but also she is aware of like the relational dynamics between all the members, and she tries really hard to like manage that, to make sure that like everything is fair. You know what I'm being drawn to? This is such a long reading, I'm so sorry. But like there was like an interview that Ariana Grande did with Cynthia Erivo, and they were talking about their contract, and they were like, Ariana was like, okay, when we get our contracts, we have to make sure that they're equal so people aren't going to like pit us against each other or compare us, and there's no animosity. And that was so like when those two came out together, people didn't immediately be like, oh, they hate each other, or like there's like, you know, fighting. So they came out as equals. That's kind of Lara, where she's trying to make sure that the group stays a group and it's not like super divided, or there's not as much like gossip and rumors, and so they come out unified. She's very much in a way like the glue, but she's more like the foundation. She's like such a strong pillar. I really feel that. And I felt that for a while with Lara. Like she's a leader in like a subtle way. Love. She doesn't seem like happy or sad. She seems just like, this is my job. I clock in for work. I think she enjoys it. I feel like she wishes that she had more creativity going on, but okay. Uh-oh. I think this was Yoonchae, Sophia, and then Megan. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is like rushing towards something. It can be like fast moving the pace of something. It can also be something noble, especially when you speak. Burden, that can also be like struggling and working. Queen of Wands, that's like being an it girl, passionate, fiery. This is coming out of an illusion, coming into clarity, seeing like reality for what it is. This is the fruits of your labor and wondering if they're paying off. Oh, what's going on? And this is feeling like cornered. It was messy for no reason. We started with the Knight. Come here. There. I think Yoonchae, funnily enough, I think she's trying to keep busy. Especially because we got this, which is like burden almost. But it's also just like working. I think she's trying to be the best that she can be, but also she feels like she's distracting herself for some reason. Like she doesn't want to like think about something. I don't know, but that's what it feels like. It feels like she's like keeping herself busy so she doesn't have to think about something else. I think Yoonchae also really wants to be like a star, like super bad. I think she's happy to be in the group, mostly because of like the trajectory of the group. Also, Yoonchae doesn't seem as like, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all. She feels less like warm and fuzzy towards the other members. I do feel like they all have a very tight bond, even if I don't feel like all of them. It doesn't even feel like I dislike you. It feels like our personalities are at a mismatch. And I've felt that way for a while. It's like, you know, like sometimes where it's like you really want to like somebody, and it's not that you dislike them, but it's like when you're together, it's like you're hot and I'm cold, and it's like, ugh, you know what I mean? It's like you're kind of out of step, or what you believe, or what your values are, or what you think is just different. I think that's what's going on with a lot of members in KATSEYE, where it's like we're just like different, but I feel like they are very unified despite that. Anyway, Yoonchae doesn't really have like the warmest feelings towards her members, not because she has cold feelings. It's literally like she's just locked into other things. I think she's very focused on herself. I think she often is thinking about, how can I like pull focus? How can I get more like star power? How can I get more people to like me? Yoonchae really likes the spotlight. She really likes performing. I think it kind of benefits her that I don't mean this in a shady way, even a little bit, even though it's gonna sound shady. I feel like it's to Yoonchae's benefit that she doesn't have the strongest handle on English, because for some reason that helps her to become more charming almost. Not because if she was like super fluent in English, she would be like say like really mean things or be like irritating. That's not what I'm trying to get at. But it's almost like the limitation makes her like softer. It makes her like oh, like Yoonchae, you know what I mean? Because I think if she could articulate herself a little bit better, she would be a little bit like colder, but not mean, just colder. Like she wouldn't have as much like I think people would have like less affection towards her, and her persona would be very different publicly. But Yoonchae seems kind of like you know what it's giving? It's almost giving like Ning Ning in aespa. If you've ever watched one of my readings, where like Ning Ning is like a knife. She's like really locked in on like what she's doing, and like she's very about her business. That's kind of what Yoonchae is. Yoonchae will kiki with the other members. Yoonchae does, you know, she's a team player, absolutely. She likes the other members, absolutely. But she's very focused on her career. She's thinking long term. She's thinking about, how can I gain more recognition? How can I be better? She's very interested in like whenever they like watch each other on stage, Yoonchae is locked into how she looks. She thinks about the whole group, but she's very much like, how can I improve? It's interesting. Yoonchae seems like less like indulging in like the emotional bonds, which I think is just how some people naturally are. I like her energy, I'll be honest. It's very like decisive. I like it. It's not like all over the place. It's very like, yeah, I'm gonna be better tomorrow. It's very cool. Is she like Capricorn? Does she have a lot of Capricorn in her chart? Because it's giving. Anyway, the Emperor, that's Sophia. Aw, I love Sophia. I think she's sweet. The Emperor in the reverse position is like a loss of power, or not being able to correctly wield that power in some way. The Sun, that's happiness though. That's illumination as well. Page of Pentacles, that can be like giving to another person or offering something, especially something useful and something grounded. So it's sort of like you offer to make somebody's bed for them when they're like sick, and you're like, here, I'll help you. This is like planning, not knowing what to do though. It also can be kind of like thwarted expectations, or like what you thought would happen went a different way. Oh, okay, vibe. We got this at the very beginning. This is like luxury. This is like abundance. And star, and that's like vulnerability. It's also like star power. You know, despite this is gonna sound kind of odd, but I feel like the whoever is in charge of KATSEYE, business executives, I always picture men in suits for some reason, they don't put as much stock into Sophia as either maybe somebody expected or was expected. There's something about that where they would rather put energy or more like attention onto other members. It doesn't seem personal. It seems sort of like there's better options, there's more profitable options, or something that's going to hit more. Sophia, I like Sophia a lot. I think she's a very soft energy. She's very nice. There's something about that where like, I'm going to shine anyway. Like, I also see her being somebody that is very, like, consistent in a way the other members aren't. Where I think some members, their stock day-to-day is going to go up. So sometimes they're loved and sometimes they're hated. Probably Manon, if I'm honest. For Sophia, she's going to develop a very consistent and dedicated fan base. To be honest, this seems far out, but I see KATSEYE being really fragmented in the way Blackpink is, where Blackpink has solo stands, and it's, like, really obvious. I see that happening for KATSEYE. But this seems, like, farther away. Like years. But like for Sophia, she's going to develop such a strong and consistent fan base that's so unshakable. It'll grow slowly over time. Sophia seems like a very slow growing but dependable person, generally speaking, especially because the pentacle's right there, which is like slow. It's dependable. It's like I'll do things like in a mundane way. And then you got the sun and the star, which is like light. It's illumination. It's vulnerability. People like me. This is abundance. This is money. And it's also pentacles, which again is like earth sign. So it's like solid. And this is like expectations again, which is sort of like, I don't know if this was also planned where Sophia was going to be more of the face. Because also wasn't she kind of like a bigger part in like touch? I don't know. In the documentary, she was featured heavily. there's something about that where they're like, she's not as marketable for the American demographic, but she's going to like become like a silent rising star, where like, I don't know if she'll be the face of it, but she will absolutely be somebody that has strong staying power in the industry. Like, if she wanted to, she could have a lifelong career. She could be kind of like J-Lo, not in like an artistry way, but in a way where like J-Lo has had an enduring career forever. Like, she didn't fade away. That's kind of Sophia, mostly because she's going to develop such a dedicated and like steady fan base. It's going to be unproblematic. That's the thing. It's very soft. It's very dependable. It's very like, just like, we're just doing it, guys. I don't know. It's interesting. She's very much in the background, but she's like cultivating her skills. It's not in the same way Yoonchae's like, how can I pull focus? Sophia's like, how can I be like a good person? How can I be like good at singing? How can I get better at dancing? How can I maintain my level-headedness in this industry? She's very like methodical about this. Like, she's really thinking about her future long-term and what she wants long-term. It's very healthy. It's very like, I don't know, almost like she's treating this as like study. Or like a university type of thing. It's very, like, I see her at a desk, like, studying almost. It's interesting. But she like, despite, I don't think being the one that's pushed, she's going to become a breakout star, and it's in a different way. Almost, like, adjacent to KATSEYE. Not like she's rising above them in, like, a Beyonce type of way, but, like, adjacently, she has, like, her own thing going on. It's so nice. I don't know. Sophia, I think, has changed quite a bit throughout this in a good way. Like, she's almost become, like, more stronger as a person and more, like, whole. Which is surprising, because I think being like a celebrity can kind of fragment you. She's very smart. I also feel like she has like family members or like has some connection to the industry, so she's being like coached in that way. But like, it's not that they're suppressing Sophia, but they're putting less energy or like spotlight on her, and it'll work in her favor. Almost like, not necessarily people are going to treat her as the underdog, but people are going to be like, I just like her, you know, like while the other members are doing whatever, you see Sophia over there, and it's like she's so like consistent and dependable and nice, and people are going to gravitate towards that earnestly. Love that for her. Okay, and this is Megan. Love Megan. Megan is the Knight of Wands, which is a man, flamboyant, passionate, can be an artist themselves. In the reverse position, that can be somebody that's like, oh, I mean, this happened last time too, where I was like, Megan's energy is a little bit different, but I don't like this so far. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position is like a lack of nurturing or like taking care of something or cultivating something. This is, in the reverse, this is like, sometimes like, an example would be like if I gave you a field, but that field was infertile, almost. where it's sort of like you can't grow anything there, but it's like ill-gotten gains almost. Where it's like something I promised you, it's like, yeah, this is great, and then you like overpaid. The Fool is like embarking on a new journey, but it's like naive. I see her like in something that she shouldn't be in. I'm like kind of concerned for Megan. It seems like somebody, the thing is I can't tell because it seems like an older person. And then this is like releasing of chains. This is like comfort. Giving. I'm kind of worried about Megan. And I said this in the last reading too. There's something, it's giving like this. It seems like it feels like a man, but just masculine energy. It seems like somebody that is older than her, but for some reason is still her peer. It could be like an older guy in the industry, maybe in front facing or in like the behind. So they don't have like the most amount of power, but they do have influence. And they've taken a special liking to Megan. And it's like I don't know if it's like dating, it doesn't really feel that way, but it feels like a special type of relationship or a specific focus on Megan that this guy has. And he seems like he has power of some sort. But it's like, I feel like Megan is like not 100% naive. It's giving that way, but it's almost like she's aware of the dangers and she's like, doesn't care. Which I guess is naive, because it's like, you should be aware of the dangers. It's dangerous. But there's something about that. This feels like a slow building thing, but it seems like somebody is like trying to get her to do something. It's like manipulative. Like someone's like trying to take advantage of her, but like it's like a slow moving type of like thing. I don't know. Somebody's like watching Megan. I see that very strongly. Someone's like paying attention strongly to her and like wants something from her. I can't even tell if it's like in like a sexual way or like some other way, but it seems kind of related to her femininity. I don't know. This is bad luck too. And this is like childhood almost. And it's like a child right there and somebody who's a bit older right there. It can also talk about comfort. And then this is like the chains, almost like I'm promising you something. I'm gonna like, you're gonna be like a big star if you like listen to what I do. And it's like weird, but it's almost like grooming, but like not, don't think of it in grooming where you're grooming like a young child. It's almost like when you're grooming somebody to like take on a position or a role. It's like that. I don't know. It seems kind of like private conversations, but whoever this is, I feel like they know all of KATSEYE, and it's like him and Megan sometimes have like specific conversations. I don't know. It sounds like fan fiction. I don't know. I'm not in charge. I'm just reading the cards. Her energy always feels like it's like she's doing something that's a little bit like, Megan. No. You should talk to an adult. I know you are an adult, but you should talk to like a real adult about this, because there's something that's like, it doesn't even feel like, so like, I feel like if you were in her position, you would probably make similar choices. I mean, not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people where it's like, yo, we're like, this guy's kind of weird, but also, and I feel like it's not like false promises necessarily. Like, it's like he probably could help you, but like, will he follow through? It's somebody who's like a shady character, but is pretending not to be, or is kind of like a complex, morally gray character, I should say, more than shady, but has a very special interest in Megan. And I don't like it. There's something weird about it. I don't know. Anyway, well, that doesn't seem so bad. I don't know. Any final thoughts for KATSEYE? I feel so weird about this reading. I really try not to see negative things for them. Okay, for the girls of KATSEYE, this is such a long reading. Any final thoughts? Knight of Pentacles. Stopping of something, that's like apprehension, but sometimes the releasing of it, and then like not fighting anymore. I see something coming for KATSEYE, but it's like not like one big thing. It seems like several things, and it seems like people are gonna try to knock them off their peg. I see that and it seems like kind of like trickling in. So like someone will talk about Manon, and then there's going to be a rumor about the members doing something, and then there's going to be something here, and it's like tiny things to like, maybe it's par for the course for like celebrities. I'm really tired. So peace and love. Overall, IDK, I'm just a girl. I don't know. Peace and love.